Can you hear me? Text me if you can hear me.
Hold on.
Are you on yet? Waiting, laughing out loud.
There we go.
Or we're not even live, bro.
There we go. Now it's live again.
Are we live now? Can you hear us now? We just recapped for 10 minutes everything that happened in the world.
Yeah, oh my
You
God.
missed-
Trump apparently is like the best thing ever.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
You convinced us.
Let's try this.
Amazing arguments.
Are we now live? Can you now? Are we starting the show over again?
We went live and then it stopped live, so now we're live again.
Oh, wow.
Oh, jeez.
Where were we
Hey,
at?
that was all somebody else's fault.
No. Let's vote on that. It's a democracy.
Raise your hand if you think it was your fault.
No.
No, there's way too much stuff going on.
All right, guys, welcome to Turn 5 Live. Hopefully we got everybody back up. We got everybody back up. They're now telling us that we're back online. Todd LeBronte here with Donovan Johns. Wave at the nice folks. DJ Everett. He goes by Dewey. No, it's not true. And
No, that's
in
a
our
horrible name.
here in the basement with us, in Donovan's grandmother's basement, we have a special guest tonight. The fireball himself, Mr. Dylan Caldwell. That name is not going to stick.
No,
So don't hit me, D. All right.
I thought it was funny like an hour ago, and we've dropped it.
Yeah. Team Limitless in the house. Bad night last night. We're going to get to that here in a little bit. Kind of a bad deal happened to Meridian Speedway to our good buddy here. I've known him since he was about, I don't know, diaper age. And heard about it, went, oh my God, no. And they said, oh, he walked away. He was fine. I was like, but I know how much time and effort he puts in his cars.
But, you know.
Yeah, I think that hurt worse than anything else.
Getting out?
Just getting out of that, man. But
Well, you remember hanging by your balls in go-karts. That was like the worst thing ever.
That, I mean, I feel no worse than... I would feel worse after a go-kart race, honestly. So it's fine.
And that was just an average go-kart race the next day.
Not even if you wrecked or anything. Yeah, it's fine.
Well, my kid is beating on you probably the whole
I
time.
minimize the control board so that I'm not accidentally touching it again.
And we sure appreciate everybody being patient with us out
Yeah,
there.
we
We're still learning the
apologize.
ropes.
Sorry about that.
I want to go back and cover one thing real
Dylan's
quick.
fault.
Our sponsors for the night. Hopefully you did hear us, but if you didn't, Tony Flores and the Flores Group at Keller Williams is one of our main sponsors here at the show, and they're fantastic. We really appreciate them. AC to Z Mechanical, Marc Newman, our friend out there. So if you're having some trouble with your AC,
Like,
fire Mike.
apparently we're having today. Holy crap.
A little warm in here.
Well, do you even turn it on?
I was warm as last night.
Yeah, the trailer was a little bit cooler than this last night. But, yeah, fantastic job that he does out there. He actually helped me out this last week. He came out and recharged all my systems in my house.
Nice.
My house was falling apart, so he came out and fixed it.
That's what you get for living in Caldwell.
Well, I'm so hot that it just needs, extra. But anyway, Marc Newman, fantastic. We also have Lion Tamer Beard Care and Sharmaine Shop, Sharmaine's.shop, and a fantastic group there. We also want to thank Royal Purple Synthetic Oils for their help with the show. Anyway, back onto it.
FVP.
FVP parts for the extra game.
Somebody. That's why you're here. I don't know everything. I'm fucking dumb. You're supposed to be the smart one.
I try to hit the
FVP.
ones and zeros, and I keep messing that up.
Yeah, that's true. Tonight's show brought to you by Lion and Kugels. We don't forget that.
Summer Shandy, Bud
Summer
Light,
Shandy.
Arizona.
And my urine test.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
90 weight and you piss. That's what you're drinking here.
So much crap for this, but Bud Light,
Dilly in the howdy howdy. Nice.
We've got. I don't know if you saw the other pack in the back. The
Fireball.
no. We've got.
Aren't there wine coolers still there? They've been in there like a week.
Yeah.
Not good.
Still
I'm
good.
fine with Bud Light. We're good. We're good.
Still fine.
We got whiskey.
So let's get back to the show. Let's talk about the national stuff.
Yeah.
We did play
Yeah.
the truck thing, but it was not on D. So let's talk about the truck series race.
NASCAR Camry World Truck Series in Michigan yesterday. Just check this video out. It's the last lap of the race.
Hold on, now I gotta read you this all one more time.
Here we go.
Boom, 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 that one. Boom. And back to audio.
At Michigan, Sauter.
Now we're gonna do this again. Here we go.
Here we go. Final lap.
This is how you lose your truck ride, boys.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is it.
Top Brett might be late.
Let me just give you the fast lane. I'll move over for you.
Yeah, take it.
No. Team orders.
Might be what he needed. We
Not racing for a championship or nothing.
Yeah, we're good.
Getting there.
Do you think he thought it was
On the back
like
stretch.
more laps left?
Heading into turn 3.
No.
But they had a hell of it.
Got out snookered.
That was a huge run. That was a pretty good run
Yeah,
right there.
he got the draft from.
He should have had that bottom covered though. They could always slide up into him, and pick the air off.
That's the one lane he should have been having. Yeah.
Side drafted him. Did everything he needed to do right there. Perfect.
And
Yeah.
it's not like he got out of the racing group. He basically stayed in his line.
Yeah, he
The other, Moffat just had a killer freaking run.
Yeah.
It's possible maybe he wanted to be on the top, thinking that was going to be the better place to be coming off the
is
corner.
true,
Take away the ability to roll out.
Yeah.
On the inside.
What really won Moffitt the race there was when he went over and took the side draft off him on the side. He put all that air in that opening for the left front tire. What are we watching, Donovan?
What's that?
August 4th. Hey, get on that, guys.
So anyway,
She's kind of hot. What do you got chickens on your screen now?
yeah,
Wow.
Not good.
So anyway, Brett Moffitt edges out Johnny Sauter at Michigan yesterday by .025 seconds. You saw the video right there. Exciting finish as usual. Love the Truck Series. Anyway,
So what happened in the
I got a
Xfinity
cue,
series?
NASCAR Xfinity, second road course race in a row. Last week they were at Watkins Glen. Yesterday they were at Mid-Ohio, and Justin Allgaier, after going 4 wide on the first lap in one of the turns, goes out onto the grass, comes back and wins the race. So congratulations to Justin at Mid-Ohio yesterday. NASCAR Monster Energy Cup. You didn't catch it today, did you? No? No, not much to catch there.
No, I was busy sleeping
Yeah,
and shit.
not much to catch here.
Was this the
Breaks,
race
dude.
that Bill Elliott ran? Did he run
No,
this race?
no.
Okay.
He's
I think it was
going to be doing an Xfinity race at Road America.
Road
later.
America.
Yeah,
That's
later
what
this
it is.
month.
Yes. That's
Kevin
gonna be
Harvick wins his 7th race of the year this year at Michigan. So that gives out of the big three, Harvick, Kyle Busch, and Martin Truex, that's 17 wins in 23 races between those three drivers.
You know, NASCAR always needs their favorites, right? We talked about
Yeah.
Chase Elliott last week. They finally got the win NASCAR had been wanting to
Yeah.
promote the shit out of that kid because they've been trying so hard. Now they're back to the doldrums of the 1.5 2.5 mile,
Yeah.
2 mile tracks where they got a
Those are
huge
the
domination.
badasses,
yeah.
It's a huge domination by Ford on those tracks.
I don't know why they call it the cookie cutters. I mean, those put on the best races every week.
Well, you know, California and Michigan are
Sorry.
exactly the same track, right?
Couldn't keep
Penske
a straight
built
face there.
exactly. Well, they are actually. They're very good races
Bring me
because
back New Hampshire, The Rock.
I agree. I do
Wilkesboro.
miss the Rock. Yeah, Wilkesboro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool race.
absolutely.
Places where drivers can drive.
Well, the best race of the year in my book is always Darlington. And
Yeah,
I like
Good one,
Indy too. I like
Good one,
Indy.
too.
That's next week.
Well, you know, there was a discussion a few weeks ago amongst the professional drivers that they're saying the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series should be going back to the smaller tracks
Yeah.
like Pensacola. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Kern,
Yeah.
like Kern, not Mesa Meridian anymore, but Kern County should be going back to those tracks.
Yeah,
We'll be getting
Kern could host anything
much
they wanted to.
bigger
It's a
crowd.
beautiful
Oh, yeah.
facility.
Why Rockingham and
Yeah.
Wilkesboro is closed is because those
Yeah.
guys aren't supporting it. Those series for
Right.
sure. I think that was who was that? Kyle Busch was saying something like that.
Yeah.
He shut his fucking hole.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with him on that.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's the one
Yeah.
topic. Yeah, I think everyone would.
Three's
You never
not
know.
much.
Yeah, you never know about the future of that there. I think it's a great idea. We
Yeah,
be getting
for
some
sure.
great crowds. They're going Truck Series going to Eldora, and of course they oversell the place every single year. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like thinking about dirt tracks that could support something like an Xfinity or a Cup race. The old Syracuse Mile could,
yeah.
but it's gone. You know, they did the Syracuse Mile with the big block modifieds and all that for all those years. It was a fantastic
right.
facility.
So good to watch.
But it was a mile dirt. It was a converted horse track. So it needed to be something purpose built like that. They need to have a mile. In my opinion, DuQuoin maybe because it's big.
Yeah. Springfield,
Springfield,
the Indy Mile too. You know, maybe you know.
yeah,
but
where
even,
they run
you
the
know,
Hut 100 and all that.
Yeah.
That'd be a whole other Kentucky Derby. Right
The fairgrounds.
Yeah.
It would be.
Yeah.
I'd watch those horses run.
Other Monster Energy Cup news: Kurt Busch slated to leave Stewart Haas Racing and rumored to go to Ganassi next year to possibly replace Jamie McMurray.
Jamie McMurray.
God, that name sounds so
Do you remember?
familiar.
Do you remember when he left? There was a big. You probably remember this too. Back I don't know how many years ago it was. 10, 15 years ago. There was. He wanted to get out of Roush really bad.
Didn't
He
want to be
couldn't-
third or fourth fiddle.
Yeah, he wanted to go to Ganassi really bad, and there was something about contracts, and he finally found a loophole, found a way to get out of the contract with Roush. Finally went over to Ganassi, and has only won like 3 races. or 4
And he had all that
races.
McDonald's money behind him. And they had all,
Yeah.
everything.
Granted, he's
Kids-
won the Daytona 500 with
Well,
you
that'd
know,
be shit.
Ganassi, but and in the Brickyard. But
Daytona 500 is a very prestigious and it's a hard race to win, but any of those cars can win that race.
yeah, yeah, you know how to draft, and yeah. Anyway,
Well, just right place, right time.
Yeah.
A lot of it. I mean, it's being smart with your equipment and getting up there at the end when you need to be.
right.
But I don't know. Without Kyle Larson being a hell of a teammate, Kyle's extremely talented. We all know that.
Obviously, yeah.
And he comes like we were talking, Dylan, from the Outlaw Kart race.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember when he was on the front cover of the QRC book. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We had it all by our toilet or something, or a nightstand. You were too young.
Playing hide and seek with the kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And Matt
that's
Dibendetto.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we remember these kids that came out of the Outlaw Kart ranks. That's where they're all coming
Yeah.
from. You know, and Kyle does get a bunch of shit for saying that he wants to go run a full World of Outlaws series one of these years. He doesn't want to talk to the press anymore. It was one of the big headlines that came out of Knoxville. I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
Right.
Because people give me crap. He's not having as much fun in NASCAR as he does in his sprint car. No doubt about it.
Exactly. I will talk about F1 really quick. They're on their third weekend break of their 3-week break. They have annually every year. They call it their summer vacation, their 3-week break. They're back in action next week. And my favorite track, Spa at Belgium. 9 races left in the season. And Lewis Hamilton has a 24.
9 races left?
Yeah,
got a lot of races.
They go all the way.
Yeah.
Their season is longer than NASCAR. They go all the way to Thanksgiving weekend.
Don't they run at Emirates or something like that?
Abu Dhabi's like the last race of the year.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Isn't that what's his name? That was Man on the Moon. That was Andy Kaufman.
You're so much older than we are.
Mostly what you're talking about.
Lewis Hamilton has a 24-point lead.
Fuck you. Hate you.
IndyCar's got a couple
Die.
weeks. IndyCar returns back to action again after having a couple weeks off. They go back to Pocono. They got 4 races left in the season.
Guess what we got in iRacing, boy? I'm home that weekend. We're running Pocono in the IndyCar. iRacing,
That's
I am
right.
running.
I'll have to be your spotter on that one because
Yeah, we have to go get Chad to get us a setup because we're no good at that shit.
Dog Bear.
But I'll drive the fuck
Dog
out.
I think Dog Bear likes
Real
us
man.
again. We might be able to just.
Well, Wayne likes me. They like Chad, I think.
Right?
They were all down here, so they must.
I know.
They were listening tonight. Ray's online.
Ray?
I need a setup for Pocono.
Set up, Ray. Set up.
So Scott Dixon's got a 46-point lead over Alexander Rossi with 4 races left.
I don't know.
Other
who those
IndyCar news. Tony Stewart is wanting to run the Indy 500 again.
Yes.
Yes, that would be awesome.
I fully support that decision.
Now Roger Penske got word of that, and here's a quote for Roger Penske: "One of the biggest dreams of my life would be to get Tony Stewart in one of our Indy 500 cars." That's a quote from Roger Penske.
That's poking the bear.
Yeah.
That's going to happen then.
2013, Tony Stewart. 2013, Tony Stewart rejected a ride from Roger Penske because Tony said he wasn't going to be ready in time for that particular race. But you could be seeing him in a Roger Penske car.
There's nobody better to say that you want to drive their car. Roger Penske says, "I want you in my car." You get in
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
fucking
you get in
car.
this car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is drafts of contracts being written like minutes after that
Yes,
statement.
there's people lining up to be the lawyers and shit so they can make money off of it. And Roger's like,
Yes.
"I got it handled. Shut up. I'll call him on the phone." We'll do it."
Yeah.
The captain you just tip your hat to the captain.
Oh,
Yep.
man, yeah, you have to.
So that leads us to my favorite, the 58th annual 5-Hour Energy Knoxville Nationals A-Main last night. Let's go to the video. This is
Brad Sweet.
the final restart with the green-white checkered of the A-Main.
Brad Sweet and Donnie Schatz. Uh-oh, that ain't good.
Ooh.
Okay, here we go.
He ain't on fire. That wasn't cool.
Brad Sweet slowly bringing them to the bottom of turn number 4 of the car.
Great restart by Sweet here.
Brad Sweet's back on the
He runs these laps on the bottom of that racetrack better than he hit every groove perfect.
That's
He hit
so
every
hard to
line
do.
perfect.
To run there on the bottom is so hard to do, too.
And you can overdrive it so easy. He
And
kept
hold off Donnie shots, like, are you kidding me?
They're gonna fight that
Yeah.
wheel.
Yeah.
Just.
he was not going to let Schatz slide job him
way.
and take his line away.
Like, how much he's just running over.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't
I think he's
overdrive it
upset.
there.
He's driving the shit out of it.
Oh, look at the wheels, yeah. Yo, there we go.
Oh, man.
Yep.
What was that?
That's so
Is that
freaking cool.
Macedo in 5th? Is that Macedo in 5th? Carson Macedo? That's cool.
There you go. So Brad Sweet getting his very first Knoxville Nationals win for KCK Racing.
Yes.
Donnie Schatz finishing second. Here's a stat about Donnie Schatz, though. Donnie Schatz has finished first or second in that race.
Like-
17 out of the last
Yeah,
19.
his average
Knoxville
finish is like
Nationals.
1.34 or something.
Yeah, going back to
stupid.
2000, with the exception of 2001 and 2004, he's finished first or second in that race.
Wow.
Can you believe that? Some
Wow.
impressive stats.
Who-
How?
Kinzer.
How does
when we went, I
anybody
think it
pull
was-
that off?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Craig Kinzer won. So
Craig Kinzer won one of those years. Yeah, so second closest finish in Knoxville Nationals history. He won it by 1.33 seconds. So it's pretty exciting there. And
Yeah, that's on the bucket list. Chili Bowl,
you gotta,
Knoxville
yeah,
Nationals.
that's a great one to go to.
We almost
There
went
you
back
go.
one year when the go-karts were running there at that track below him
Yes,
down there.
yeah.
We almost went down there once.
that's such
Yeah.
cool. It's like Mardi Gras for sprint cars and stuff. I mean, rarely do you see them
Oh, I
push
love
to
it.
fire sprint
Yeah.
cars on their main roads to
Yeah.
get them rolling. You know, that's that's
I
cool.
looked at it on Google Earth, the track. It is in the center of that little town.
It is.
Yeah, if you want to go, book a hotel now for like 3 years.
Nah, I ain't gonna do it.
If not many people know this, but turns 1 and 2 is right. Turns 1 and 2, then you have a chain link fence, then you have the main road that goes through the center of Knoxville. Not many people know that. When I went there, I was like, "Holy crap! I never knew turns 1 and 2 was that close to the."
It's kind of like Hermiston.
Yeah, yeah.
It's closer.
Even worse.
Closer.
Even
Way
worse.
closer.
Yeah.
We had a late model out on 395 in Hermiston.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, man.
Yeah.
So Kyle Larson did finish third in that race. So
Good.
Yeah, you tip your hat to the guy.
yeah, he said his car got started to
I'm
get tight.
I'm a big Kyle Larson guy.
Oh, me
you
too.
know that. So
Me too. Yeah. So there you go for your national news. There you have it.
all right, regional news. What happened down in Salt Lake? Are you ready for Salt Lake, or you want to do Meridian or Twin first?
We'll do some Salt Lake.
Oh, actually, it's 7:24.
We have
Do you want to
to-
do Dylan first?
We can do Dylan.
Well, let's everybody do Dylan. Give him a clap.
We keep Dylan.
You got the clap, buddy.
All right, I got it.
We got the ointment for that, right?
Let's do the Wayne's World thing. We're going back in time.
How's your medical insurance?
Well,
Hey, way back when, about, I don't know, 2000, probably somewhere in there. I can't remember. A little bit after that, this little shit-ass kid walks up and he's running a go-kart and kicking everybody's ass, and his name was Dylan Caldwell. We were thinking about getting a car for our kid at the time. We're like, holy cow, that kid's good. Knowing this guy and his family, I was good friends with his grandfather who's passed. Long time. Seen you come through a lot of stuff, bud. A lot of late model stuff, a lot of effort. They don't ever lack for effort on the Limitless team. There's no doubt about
there's
that.
no doubt.
So tell me what your first race car was. Tell me about your go-karts and how they were affected your career.
Yeah, so I'd say, who did we get our first? Kathy and Cody Veenstra. We started out in the flat carts, and crazy wreck happened. Kid ended up on top of me, so it was my mom. Said no more, we're putting a cage on it, and met up with Ron Rattery, the Ratteries. They got us talked into running out at Sand Hollow, and gosh, we ran there forever. What some of the funnest years of my life growing up out there. But Grandpa got us into the 125s and then progressed into the 500s, and eventually we met Scott Walker, and man, that really turned my career around there.
The Hammer.
The Hammer.
Great guy.
Yeah, the
by the way.
Hammer.
Love Scott.
Awesome guy, yeah.
Kind of intimidating.
Very.
If you don't
very
know him,
intimidating.
but once he likes you, you're good.
I don't think he's ever liked me because he's always been intimidating.
Possible.
He just, he's hard to read.
Let's
hard
vote.
to read,
Another
but
vote.
the most. Yeah, and he got us in a modified, and it kind of took off from there. In the process, he had already been building a late model, so it was perfect. The year that we ended up going to the modified was a training year to start running the Rocky Mountain Challenge Series with Mike Miniger and all that. And then, gosh, we ran that hit and miss. Won our championship 2012 out there. Gosh, we won 8 or 9 races or something like that. It was
Yeah,
a good year.
really good year.
I mean, then the next
Spider-Man
year-
did. We went all Elio Castroneves on the fence a couple of
That was
times.
fun. That was a lot of fun being able to do that.
Sure.
Gosh, it's been a while since we've had like that good of luck. I mean, 2013 wasn't too bad. We had, I think, 5 wins, something like that, and then that's when Scott retired, and we kind of had to go out on our own. And that from 2010 2011, I was in college in Mooresville, North Carolina, going to the NASCAR Tech, doing that to really just sharpen up all my skills, knowing I'm gonna have to build race cars in my life. I mean, there's just no way.
Yeah, you were
ever-
built to do it.
You're not that good looking.
Yeah, I'm not that good looking. I ain't that rich to say, hey, here's 80 grand. This is what I want, boys. Yeah, no, but and that's where I was so thankful for Scott to be kind of.
Talk about that a little bit. Back at NASCAR Tech in Mooresville, what was your day like going to NASCAR Tech? Did you have a dorm room? Did you have to get the place to stay there? What was
No,
that
we had
like?
well, when I first moved down there, I was roommates with Kyle Hosfeld, and we had an apartment in it was Cornelius. So it wasn't too far from school. It was get up at 5 o'clock, go to school till noon.
Go up by 77, get off at exit 36.
Yep, exit 36, take a right, go by the Wednesdays, free biscuits at
Yep,
Biscuitville.
yep, there you go.
That was a big favorite there.
The Waffle House.
Yeah.
Oh, man. God. Yeah, but...
I used to stay at the La Quintas. You know the hotel
Right.
La Quintas. I figured out what that means in Spanish.
Huh.
Next to the Waffle House. Because every La Quintas are
Really?
right next to the Waffle House.
I can't say I've ever noticed
Oh
that.
shit! It's a true story, man. When I was traveling, that's where I had to go.
The La Quinta in Caldwell is not next to the Waffle House.
They do. I have one there,
Yeah.
Punchy. I cut you
No,
like
I
a
won't.
trout.
You will. You get cut, man.
Right?
Yeah. But,
So
yeah,
Mooresville, anyway.
Yeah, I learned so much there, and helping with random teams off and on. Kyle Beatty a little bit there. Just, gosh, anyone that needed a hand, you just throw yourself out. Didn't get to be in a race car much. I mean, when you go to a place and 20% of the population is race car drivers, unless you're bringing a race car down there.
Unless you're bringing a satchel full of money.
Yeah, that,
Right.
mainly that, yeah, for sure. But yeah, graduated and came back, and we had some really, really good success. I don't know if I was just licking my chops, ready to get back into a car, and just, yeah, let's do this, and won a whole bunch of races, and it just, I don't know, it was when I built that car.
That car.
So
You
it's...
mean-
So let's get to the present.
Yeah.
And you've been making some races hit here and there. Hang on before you kick it up. I want to talk about last year. There was a hell of an effort put together by some folks here in Boise and Dylan himself to get the car ready for the what is it called? Winter Showdown? Winter Showdown at Kern County.
Yeah, Ward Senior's car.
Ward Senior's car. Ended up having a pretty good piece when they went down there, lost the motor early.
Yeah.
And when they lost the motor, of course, it was all hands on deck trying to figure out something to make it work. Got something together right at the last minute and just didn't function, did it?
It was just...
I was
car
proud
we
of.
ran
I'm really proud of the effort that the
we
team.
tried.
put
I
in.
mean, we had to go down to LA and back twice. That's about a 2-hour drive if traffic's good from there.
Been there, Grapevine Hill, baby.
We got there, and it was just kind of last minute. That was the only car around until after you go and make a deal with someone, like that. Then other things pop up. Oh, I got a race ready car. Oh, yeah, but we go. We have to put a transmission in this car and yada yada yada. Do a bunch of stuff. So we were just. By the time we got there, it wasn't right. Something in the motor wasn't right by the time we got in the track, and it was just when you already rented a car, I'm not gonna go risk blowing a motor, putting the thing in the wall.
Right.
I can do that with my own car. So
Yeah.
and pay for it. You know what I mean? So it was such an effort, though. The guys, I can't thank all my guys enough through the last few years, just all the struggles we had, and if we'd have something just go right, I mean, there's no one that could outwork these guys.
Overdue
There's
for some
no
good
way.
luck, and then we get to last night, huh?
Yeah.
Big 5 twin 50s, right, DJ?
Yep, twin 50s.
Tell us what happened there, DJ.
Yeah.
Or Dylan. I wasn't there.
Well,
DJ and I were in Twin Falls, so we missed it. So, but
Well,
Donovan, you ready to show some video?
Or pictures.
So
Actually.
there's the beginning of the night.
Yeah, looking good.
This is the afternoon.
Things running.
Beautiful race car.
Yeah, good looking car.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good sponsorship. Good. Good.
Yeah, those
livery on
guys over there.
Are we just setting him up for something?
Yeah.
Good looking car. Great sponsorship.
That is.
there. I don't know. We get some
But
more money
before, now the... God, poor guy.
I mean, you're the last sponsor I won with, so I mean, you can go. Hey.
I'm just saying.
Hey. Right, but
So you had a little rough time at turn 7 or on lap 7.
so laps that turns. There's seven.
Turn 7.
Turns
We're in turn
that
5.
place. Yeah. I don't know. We started second row outside there, behind Wade, and he just did not get a good start. Took us right to the back. And there we got to the outside. I don't know what happened. I guess we were going yellow for some debris. I didn't even know. We were full song in the corner, and all I saw was his fender just take a dead right up into us, and so now I'm doing a wheelie up into the wall, and
Not like that.
yeah, there was just
That's less than fun.
that was a hard hit. That's definitely the hardest hit I've taken in one of those cars.
If you notice that
Scary.
picture right there, you'll notice that there's already fire underneath the car. Dylan and I were talking off air just before we started the broadcast tonight about the possibility of what. Well, we pretty much are sure what happened is the right front. You can see the fire there, and it's underneath the car as well. That with these Chevrolet engines, the fuel pump is on the right front corner of the block, and it looks pretty textbook to me that got ripped right off the block, and it was probably still siphoning some fuel somehow, or it ripped the fuel cell or something apart down there below.
Drain the line. What was left in the line at least.
And it doesn't take a lot to make a big fire, and keep on going, D. This is heartbreaking when you watch it. But one of the things we noticed in the modified cars, we took a lot of hits in these cars as well. But it seems like the stock frame doesn't allow for the fuel pump to get ripped off.
Where
But-
am I going? Here it is.
Oh, Donovan's making.
I'm clicking.
He's got Tourette's. He can't.
Yeah, things are starting to go really bad right here.
Yeah, it's
So obviously the fire got into the cockpit there. What was it like in real time? Was it just a
Well-
flash and that's it? I mean,
kind of, yeah. Yeah, everything happens
Yeah.
fairly fast. I mean,
From wreck?
spotter Joe Alverson was up in the spotter stand. He was talking me through it. Pull the pin, pull the pin, pull the pin. You gotta get out. You gotta get out. And
Yeah.
Who was spotting again?
Joe Alverson.
Oh, Joe. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he was there. Luckily, I don't know if Chelsea would have been able to handle that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I pulled the pin, and like I said, I don't know. I thought I'm fairly good with mounting the bottles, and I did it how textbook, and something didn't go. I don't know what happened with my bottle. Something got damaged in that. But so by then Joe's noticing this, and I'm still kind of, what the hell just happened?
Mm-hmm.
But I know you got to not panic, get your belts off one try, and get out of there.
Yeah.
And it was kind of scary. It really was. But
From
you just
the
have to
wreck?
trust your safety gear. That's all you have. That's all you can do in that situation is trust.
From the
that
time you hit that wall to the time they said that you were out, couldn't have been more than 10 seconds.
Yeah, I didn't.
That
think
was
so.
just bam.
Well, we're so trained from a young age, like 8 seconds. That's it. You got to be out in 8 seconds.
That's why never mind. 8 seconds. Never mind. There's a joke there. You guys can fill it in yourself. Anything over that's excess,
Of
right?
course, the fire will also get your adrenaline going as well.
Oh yeah, I mean that was keeping me up through the night. I'm
Yeah.
a lot stiffer and sore today, but it's yeah. It was
If you
scary.
don't
I
mind,
can see
talk
it.
to me about the absolute professional performance done by our Meridian fire crew and our quick response units there.
Oh man, they were on it. They are so good. We are so lucky to have those guys.
Blessed,
Best
absolutely.
in the country as far
Yeah.
as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I mean,
quick, attentive.
if
They're never
that-
daydreaming. They're always watching.
I have no doubt. Like if that would have happened to knock me out or anything, they would have been in there and got
Right.
me.
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
So
no
really quick to the fans that are watching right now, if you guys have any questions for Dylan as we're talking to him, please post them on here. We're watching and see if there's any questions that comes across. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely. That's why we're interactive, guys. That's why we're doing this on YouTube like we do.
So would you say that's probably your worst accident of your career thus far, or?
In a full size car, yeah.
Yeah.
Those go karts, Zala karts, they hurt when you wreck them. I've ran one face first into one of those things, freaking railroad ties they use around the tracks.
Yeah, something.
Oh man, made the thing do a gainer, talk over the car. Yeah. That one hurt. But you bang your knees way harder and that stuff. So that's what makes it
Real
worse.
staticky.
Is it? Mine just went static. Well, there. Now you're unplugged.
Well, I don't know if they're hearing the static. Is all I'm saying.
Is it staticky?
All right, we good? Hopefully we got the static here.
Sometimes these guys.
How we sounding? How we sounding out there? Someone come back and
Anybody out there?
let us know how we're doing, how we're sounding.
Do I sound sexy?
Do I make you horny?
Lord, I'll make you horny, baby. I spank your bottom. You will like this. It's all Rodney radio, isn't it?
So you've
My
had a
name is
chance.
Carlos.
You've had a chance to look. You've had a chance to look over the car. Have you had a chance? Or?
Last night we kind of had to take it apart a little bit to get it on the trailer and stuff. I didn't look at it too intensively I know the front clip's junk, but anything
Right.
past that, body's junk, all that.
Yeah.
But as far as the main structure and the cockpit, everything's in fairly good shape. It's nothing.
You need a clip, of course.
Yeah, it's gonna need a clip, absolutely. I mean, if that'll do it, we'll see.
See how far back it's bent?
Yeah, I mean Walker was looking at it last night. He was that sucks. The one race he comes to,
Ah,
Oh man.
face plant right in front of him. You know what I mean? Damn it.
I mean, it's not funny.
No,
no,
I
it's
mean
not. Thank God you're okay, bud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a wicked one. But
Yeah, we're glad you're okay. So let's talk. Now let's get past that. I mean, it was last night, but like you're a racer, and you've always done it, even
Been
when
like
it was a
24
go-kart
hours,
race.
almost to
yeah.
the minute.
Yeah, it was last night. So where are we
this
going
one?
from here? I
Yeah.
mean, I know that you'll be back in a top performing car before too long.
yeah, we'll be back.
So we're looking forward to seeing you out there. What are your plans short term for the next 2-3 years, and what's your plans for 10 years? Where are we going to be?
Well, I mean, the ultimate goal, as far as what I want to do, is eventually get back into a K&N car. But there's so much that goes along with that. I got to experience that a couple years ago, and we had a little bit of success over here in the first 208 race. We finished top 10 for John Wood, one of his cars. Had just a couple buddies helping us out. That was a pretty good deal to go run with those guys. But it just wasn't the right budget. It wasn't quite the right equipment. So, but that's my ultimate goal, is to get back there and get somewhere where I can showcase my talent. But for the 2-year goal, we got to get a car built back, and we're experimenting the idea of coming around with you guys. Maybe I like the modifieds.
Oh, us?
Yeah. We're
Come
thinking
on, mini
about
stocks?
it. That was
Yeah.
Mini stocks?
Yeah.
My kid's got a Hornet. You mean the modified guys?
I hear they put on a pretty decent show.
That was fun.
Once in a while, yeah.
Ran with them once, I guess.
They ran third this year.
Yeah, that was fun.
Ran third this year. Absolutely. Had a great night. It was fun, too. He was right there.
Yeah.
Coming.
But we'll see. Hotbox Farms is, man, they've helped me out so much. My career is, as far as financially, I've been able to put the parts on the cars I want. I just haven't had the right luck. I want to get them in victory lane so bad. So we're gonna just sit down and discuss what our futures are as far as my family and what we want to do, and go from there.
Yeah.
All the crew guys.
You got a lot of good close family with you. And
Yeah, we got.
a lot of tight people who bleed and fight for DC. Ain't no doubt about it.
Oh man, yeah.
I want to talk a little bit away from racing for a second. Young man's got a good job. He landed about 3 years ago with a good friend of mine, Mr. Brent Lamb at Lamb,
Yes.
Lamb Cylinder Heads, Lamb Airflow Development. A longtime sponsor of my series in the past. Brent's one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. One of the most brutally honest people I've ever met in my life.
Yep.
And he said, "What the hell are you doing that for? He'll just make me, until I figure out what he's talking about, he'll just keep on me." And for a guy who's younger than me, he's much more intelligent. There ain't no doubt. That's
Smart
easy
guy.
to see, though. He's very
It's Scully in
intelligent.
here.
Yeah, exactly. Where's Sheba, your dog? But big fans of the show will know who Sheba is. But yeah, fantastic guy. And I know that's a very stable, enjoyable, educational place to work. And I'm sure you're doing everything that he'll let you do that isn't real technical on a head or something.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're building Offenhausers and flatheads and
Working on a flathead right now, actually.
yeah, oh yeah. He's always got something like that in there.
Did you finish
LS,
that Ford that was in there?
It is done. Yeah, it's done.
Thing was
Going to the
just-
dyno.
yeah. Brent's extremely talented, and it's all Brent's ever wanted to do is what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
And that and snowmobile the shit out of stuff.
Snowmobiles, yeah.
I was going to say, how horrible is it got to be doing your life's dream at that young of an age? Where do you go from there?
I took him my CR 125 when we first started running, and he goes, "Oh, I could do all kinds of shit with this." And I'm like, and we were never short on horsepower. I mean, I brought him the SUP engine that we had, and he goes, "Well, this is a good start."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we're going down the straightaways, and Dane Amex tells me, "Holy shit!" And I said, "Yeah, we can just turn. We can drag race with the best of them." Yeah, great guy. Brent's a lifetime friend. He's always been a great friend of racing. So. It's good to see that. So I wanted to shout out to that. I know that you're becoming a professional engine builder yourself, and it's going to be a great career for you. So good for you, man.
Yeah, we got our second
No,
motor
so-
this year going through land.
So us here at Turn5.live, we're very proud of Dylan, right?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, very proud of Dylan.
Been a fan since I started watching it back in 12, and that's why we partnered up for a while there. That was fun.
That was
Good work.
awesome, yeah. That's
Yeah,
some
my
good times.
first experience with Dylan back in 2011, my first year at Meridian, you were still living in North Carolina?
I was,
I
yes.
moved from Mooresville in 2009
Okay,
to
yeah,
here.
yes.
And I came down to the pits, and because they announced you were from Mooresville, not from here.
Yeah, I was there on summer break.
Yeah, they announced your name,
Yeah.
and they said you're, the town you're from is Mooresville, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
holy crap. So I went down and talked to you about it. It's like, I just moved here from Mooresville. Holy cow. So, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool deal.
It's a very awesome experience.
Right on. So
Yeah.
thank you, Dylan, for being here
thanks for
tonight.
being
Yeah,
Right.
thanks for having me on.
And I wish we didn't have to have a fireball to have you on the show, so we won't wait
Yeah.
for the next fireball to get you
Yeah.
back
Which,
on.
which is funny. I think
Hopefully it
was
won't be another one.
Wednesday night or Tuesday night we were talking. I'm like, who are we gonna have on the show this week? And I know you were going to be in Twin. I wasn't sure where you're going to be at, and I was like, well, I'm going to be at Meridian. I'm like, well, let's get a big five guy on. We haven't had any big five guys on. And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, well, we'll get either you. We already had Kyle Tellstrom on.
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
Man,
who
he's
else?
fast this year. They got that thing figured out.
And I'm thinking of a couple other guys. But I keep thinking, we'll talk to Caldwell. We should talk to Caldwell. And I saw you, but we were too busy. And then you went up for the
Always
first
busy.
main. I'm like, I'm gonna hit him after the. Oh, well, never mind.
No, we gotta have him on. So he texts me, "Get Dylan on the show." There's a picture of your car all burnt. I'm like, "Fuck! Yeah! God damn!"
I was like, I have to wait. I had to wait and see what you look like after our races. I'm like,
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go talk to him.
Well,
Yeah.
well, thank the good Lord that you're okay.
Right.
And
And to show everybody that you did, you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right.
We had a lot of,
And just like
lot
any,
of people questioning.
just like any good race car driver, you probably put 110% of your safety equipment.
Yeah.
Safety
Oh
comes
yeah.
First,
My
so that
joy
showed.
seat and well, the crazy thing was the whole side of my helmet was burnt. It's
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
a Ariana helmet. Those guys. I mean, it's top notch stuff. That's what saved me. So.
if you can't afford good safety equipment, you can't afford to race.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, and I mean there is companies out there that have affordable good stuff. So my suit, luckily it was a brand new suit I got from a guy named Michael Harris who actually lives in Australia, Caged Racewear. So I paid $420 custom suit,
Nice.
2 layers, or
Awesome.
2 or 3 layers. I mean,
It probably didn't even get hot, did
no,
it?
no,
Okay,
I'd
good.
say, I mean I
The acrylic probably painted your helmet, and that probably was
I believe
what got
so.
hot.
Yeah.
People paint these helmets up. They I'll get them all cool and painted. Yeah, that's real flammable shit.
Yeah, it is.
An SA helmet and coated with fucking lacquer. That's a good
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm a practical guy.
Yeah, that thing did its job. It'll be put on the shelf for
There you go.
a story.
There you go. Yeah.
No, you'll probably be in a modified 40
Yeah.
I hope so. Someone needs to. It's
Someone needs to
someone needs to
Hit
come
him.
up and partner with me.
tell
to do
them.
this.
Tell them they're all
Seriously.
listening right now.
I need a
There's
partner.
handful of them out there
Yeah,
ready to roll.
I got
There
the
you go.
knowledge. I can work on it. I just need someone to come help me. I mean,
You bring a crew. You bring.
I got the crew. I got it all.
parts, all
We need a
kinds of
partner.
shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Not quite
And-
necessarily.
And the
Dr.
series would
Ben,
be
you know,
the series
but,
would
I mean,
be very welcoming to Dylan.
Yeah.
He's the type of folks we need in our series.
Yep.
And I know they all agree out there. So
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
So we're glad
We wanna
you're
be it.
yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, nothing. You're good.
I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna say we're glad you're here to talk about it with us, and you're
Yeah.
In good spirits
Yeah.
and good health.
Yeah.
all right. So stay with us tonight.
Yeah.
I don't want you to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Be able to
Let's
comment
record.
on Rocky Mountain Raceways,
do
Twin
it.
Falls,
Yeah,
we're
and
kinda
Meridian
boring
Speedway.
We can
Hey,
stick
not
with
much
Meridian
more
and
for
finish up.
Rocky Mountain going on.
No,
Yeah, it sucks.
they killed it.
yeah.
My friends down there, I've
That's just Gucci.
we've discussed that thing. We beat that freaking horse. I got in trouble already a couple of times on the show for saying my opinion on that
Oh,
shit, so
yeah.
I'll just leave it there. but anyway, so where do you want to
Yeah.
go,
So when you go to Meridian Speedway,
Mr. Results Man?
We're already there.
Mr. Formula.
So we had the first race where Dylan met an unfortunate end.
So if you want to start up,
Yeah. So
wanna start up?
where did that end up?
So-
Yeah, I know we had Crow came in second.
Yep. So
on
Kyle
that
Tellstrom
one.
did take the win in the first
And
one.
the Lee Hackney's number 91 car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Been
Ben-
fast
Gotta
all
figure
year.
it out.
Oh,
They gotta
good
figure it
fast.
out.
Ben
Very
Crow did
fast.
come in second, and then John Newhouse rounded up the top three.
Yeah.
John Newhouse did double duty this week, and you know he's running right now in Salt Lake. Right?
Yeah.
See how he's
Trucks.
doing? Any updates?
Crazy.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna do the
It was
updates.
way too hot last night to be running that many laps.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Josh, I don't know how Josh Jackson survived.
Yeah, and he wheeled the crap out of that thing until that power steering belt
Yeah.
fell off. I was like, wow.
The second main event, John Newhouse did take the win with Kyle Tellstrom second, and Justin Ellis, Hollywood. Justin Ellis finishing
round for
third.
Justin.
That was a good race. That second race, the top three nose to tail battling away. As a fan, we're packing up, get ready for the fans to come down. But every time we look out there, it's just
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
boys
we
are running.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It looked like Newhouse was definitely upping the pace when Tellstrom would try to as well, and that he would
Yeah.
just keep
take
that
a
same
sniff
gap.
up, and
Yeah,
you
he
just,
yeah.
I gotta pull that car.
that was cool to watch. You could see he was getting Tellstrom looked like he was getting a little free. He was pushing it there at the end, and Newhouse was just his car was hooked up, man.
Yeah, it was good.
Speaking of John Newhouse, he qualified fourth tonight at Rocky Mountain Raceways in the Pro Truck qualifying. Our fast qualifier tonight, as we go live right now, is Jonathan Gomez in the truck. Jason Qualley second, Tanner Wong.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Tanner Wong is third, and Johnny's fourth. So yeah, double duty.
They
Good field
did
of 13 cars.
They did run last night as well, so we'll
Yeah.
talk about that in a little while.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Two. I just
Yeah.
wanted to update
Yeah,
because I was
cool.
looking. I was
Cool.
curious. 20 modifieds in action tonight too, as well as
Oh
our
wow. Wow.
fast qualifier, Mr. Lynn Hardy in the former Redbone Racing number 66 car.
The other hammer.
So that was
Yeah.
your big So that was your big fives late models last night in Meridian. Let's talk about mini stocks.
Mini stocks.
Yeah. So before we get to
In your
you,
world.
Oh.
before we get to you, Ian Michael.
Ian.
Michael, very first
Ian.
career.
Career win number one.
That's right. Yeah.
Not only that, he was gone.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
We hit that restart after the spin involving the 87 and the 41 and the
24?
88. And all of a sudden, I think I was sitting 5th. And within a few laps, I looked up, and there was no 21 on the track. But on the board, it said 21. I'm like,
Where's he at?
You can't see him in front of you. Guess what? Look in your rearview mirror. He's right behind you.
he was on a rate. Literally, within 5-7 laps, he was gone.
And that's good for the Petersons. I mean, they're nice people.
They
They're
worked
good.
asses
They work
off
their
on
ass
that
off.
car.
I was
all
Two
year.
cars all time. Yeah.
I was texting Daryl earlier today, and him and I were talking. He says they finally got that car figured out. So it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it seems
for
Oh,
them.
it shows.
Old Outlaw
Holy
Carter, too.
shnikey.
Yeah,
Old Outlaw
yeah.
Carter too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, both hats off to both Dodge boys, Luke and Fred. They were good.
Yeah,
The
there was-
Neons. Yeah.
Fred was second, Luke was third, and our own Dono here was 5th last night.
Yeah. Lamp Power.
Bam power. The other white meat.
Yep. So that was the mini stocks last night. Pro Force were in action last night. Brendan Freeze once again picks up the main event
Brendan
win.
Freeze.
And a
Yeah.
beautiful outside pass on Chandler for the win.
Oh wow.
Beautiful done. He worked it and he got it.
Wow.
He got every inch of that. That was
Wow.
fantastic to watch.
Wow.
Yeah, Kenny did finish second. Brandon McLean third. Good for him.
A little
Brandon
B team
Freeze,
power,
yes.
go
Yeah.
Brandon!
I believe that's some more Lamp Power there.
Is it?
Well, there's a few bit. There's a couple more lamp powers than that there since.
He's got more of those 4-cylinder things, and I think.
Who started all that with him? I wonder who did started all that with him.
So I want to
These
get
things are pieces of shit, but goddamn, I can make a lot of money doing them.
Yep. Damn right.
He actually told me
Call
that.
my motor a piece of
He
shit.
called mine pieces of shit all the time. He goes, "Why don't you get something
break
good?"
shit, man. When you guys break it, you break it hard.
I told him I was going to bring him a Subaru one time. He said, "Don't you even bring that word up in my shop."
Freaking Subarus.
So I want to get to the ISRL Pepsi Sprints last night. My good buddy Ryan Newman gets in Rich Montes' car last night and puts it in victory lane last night.
Oh, who got him started at Outlaw Cards? Who was that? Was that like? Oh, that's right. It was me.
Was it?
That's
You guys
right.
the
That would be the tail end
ISRLs.
of when I was running. I don't remember.
They bought Dave
They're busy.
the 12 car.
Okay, yeah.
They bought his
It's
stuff
just
and
a
then
show.
they made
They
it
do.
awesome.
Heck yeah.
That kid
Yeah,
was
he's
good
always
as soon as
fast.
oh yeah.
I'd have to
Always
say,
fast and everything.
I'd say Ryan Newman's kind of taken very well to that car because they ran a twin last week or the week before, and
We're leading.
and he was leading until they had problems. So
That's cool.
And that's
Very
his,
good to see.
Ryan
Good
said
for
that was his
Rich.
very first visit to twin as well, and he was leading the
Really?
race and almost won it. So
Cool.
Yep.
yeah.
That was a,
Hell of a
that was a
battle. It was
fantastic race. How many cars started in that? Was they had almost 20 cars?
Yeah,
last
17
night?
or something like
17,
that.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There were moments in that race where I was getting anxious because there were just so
Yeah.
many of open-wheeled cars, bumper to bumper, wheel to wheel.
Yeah, I understand. There was a side-by-side battle between him and Drew Crenshaw last night for about 8 laps.
Crenshaw was fast but just overly loose. He'd go in and he'd just dirt track that ass all the way around. all
Overdrive
around.
it, yeah.
But it's all you could do to keep that the old silver bullet, which is now the primer bullet.
You know, silver turns to primer in about 10 years.
So
happens.
Drew,
was-
Drew
that
did
was a
finish third
shit
last
ton of
night.
fun.
Rob Grice did come in second last night. So Ryan Newman, Rob Grice, Drew Crenshaw, great race last
Yes.
night from what I hear.
That
So,
was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm a huge ISRL fan. If I wasn't scared to death of them, I'd be in them all the time. I just open wheeled scare me, but it's
They're
like that
different beasts.
excitement. It's like dating a redhead. You want to go and do it.
and you don't know what's gonna happen at the end of the night.
A redhead? Are you serious? Oh, man. There it is.
That was my replacement for 3 weeks while I was gone.
There's the replacement. Well, hey.
Hey, honey, welcome back.
Meet Dylan.
Man's best friend.
Yep. Yeah. So finally, last night at Meridian, Modifieds, Pit Stop USA Modifieds did have double main events as well. Brian Orff took the win in the first one, and Larry Hall, the third.
Yeah.
took the
Larry
win in the
Hall's-
second one.
They found a little something in that car.
Wilson.
Okay.
Yep, and Larry's been driving his butt off in that car.
do
If
we
you
got here,
noticed
huh?
the Royal Purple Modified Series race
sure.
last weekend, he was going to finish
Yeah.
in top three.
Yeah, that was,
He
he was
could
on
have
rails.
won that race.
Yes.
That was a
fast.
possibility.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. I think Fenton was when he got in the lead. He was backed
I
off.
don't, I
Yeah.
don't think Fenton.
He had top three.
I don't think
for sure.
Fenton could have gotten
Absolutely.
around Bo if Bo was in the lead.
Well,
I think Bo gets real wide. Real
that's a good
fast.
point.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he drove the wheels off that thing.
Yeah.
That's for
Anybody
sure.
know what happened to Tony Ackerland in the ISRL race? Kyle Latham would like to know if you
Which car
anybody
was
knows.
he in?
So if Kyle would like to know that if anybody
Give me a
knows.
card number.
95.
95.
Isn't it orange?
Donovan was
Yeah.
drunk by then. Mini stocks were over.
Not by then, during.
Vodka powered. Tucker, that's why the thing's plaid. He was drunk when he thought of that up.
No, I was at Josh Jackson's shop when I thought that up.
That says that's all I need to know. That solves all my problems right there.
Don't know. He finished 14th. Only completed 16 laps.
There was the 25 got together with
beer
somebody,
assistant.
Oh, yes.
Dilly.
That's fine. I'll take it.
I'll take a yellow. The one right behind the yellow.
It's empty.
I'm fine with my urine sample.
Thank
you.
So the 25 got turned around sideways, 16 got right into her, and 95 got around the high side and ended up stopping the wall in 4.
Oh,
He touched the wall, probably bent toe in or something.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, so, but, and that was like the big, that and the Storm, the gentleman who wrecked, you have the list of the finishing order?
He was another orange car, wasn't he?
Yeah, he tried to pull Caldwell, missed the water barrels, went right into the turn 3 wall.
That hurts.
Yeah, that was...
Speaking of the water barrels, while we're talking to Dylan tonight, I had the steering brake in my Pro 4 one time going down the back chute. And I was in that stupid truck thing I built. Down the back chute, and the steering broke. Augered it into turn 3, right there.
Yeah.
Hamilton decided that was not a good night to put water in the barrels because it was just a stock car night. We didn't need water in the barrels.
Oh, no.
So I just, because he didn't want water in there for cleanups.
Yeah.
So stock cars evidently didn't need it.
It's like you weigh a lot.
Yeah.
I hit it. All there was. There was no water in the barrels. I'm walking out the racetrack and I go, "There's no water in the goddamn barrels." Kenny goes, "Stock car night. Don't put water in the barrels on stock car night."
Are you kidding me?
Well, have you ever met Kenny? He didn't get 2 shits about no stock car. They weren't important.
Could almost be experimented with some of the safer barriers, I believe.
Well, the back chute needs to be flat. It doesn't need to be a launching pad down the back chute either.
Yeah.
But
that's not our track. It's not our sandbox.
No.
We're just playing it.
Right, we just, I think if we got a work party up, we could do all that stuff real easy.
Yeah.
So that was the night at Meridian Speedway. Once again, any questions out there, please ask away.
They said my beer's getting warm. Sam Newcomer's on staff.
Sam, great job.
When we get to talking about the stuff at Magic Valley, we're going to talk about the newcomer.
We are going to talk about right now, as a matter of fact.
All right.
Well, what else happened in Meridian?
That's it.
That was about it.
Okay.
Great ISR roller race. The modifieds, I think all 8 of them put on a good show. So.
Yeah. Did we start up at 15 to 20 early in the year? Modifieds,
Sure.
right? But yeah. But
Why are you trying to get me to say something?
Let's hear it. I'm just kidding.
Those guys are great.
Anyway, moving on to Magic Valley Speedway. We did have some stuff at Magic Valley Speedway last night.
Magic Valley Speedway?
Yeah.
They opened up last night?
Oh boy, what a great night,
I thought so. Except for the Hornet.
Yeah,
Through the infield kicking rocks everywhere.
So let's before we get to I'm glad to say this, before we get to our guys.
Our guys?
I love saying that now. Our guys.
All 3 of us.
Whatever, big league.
Oh, yeah. It says the guy who didn't show. Oh, that's right. He was racing his own car.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe if you partner up with the mini stocks, we'd be able to do something.
Let's go sell that to a
Only 3 you
racetrack.
guys show up at Magic Valley each time. That's all.
We've done that before. I started something called the Outlaw Compacts and gave it to you, and what happened?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know how much work that is?
Yes. Motherfucker, I do.
Exactly.
To the T.
Oh man. So anyway, let's start out with the Junior Stingers on their little Junior Stinger track. That's, in my opinion, deadly. Have you seen that Junior Stinger track at Magic Valley?
Yes.
It's not deadly. It's just
So
scary.
they come out of that, I don't know, turn 3, I guess they call it over there. I don't know, turn 2. Yeah, turn 3, and they're heading right straight towards that front stretch wall. What did we say? It's a parallelogram. It's a parallelogram.
It's a hypotenuse.
Quadrilateral.
That's what it is. But they
So when they're running just the inner oval, the kind of a quadrilateral.
Roval.
It's a
Quadrilateral.
parallel.
It's a
like
roval.
it's a parallelogram. I don't know. Anyway,
They're just ahead of the curve. They copied it
But
in
anyway,
Charlotte. It's a roval.
They come out of turn 3 and they're looking straight at that front stretch wall head on. Before they got to turn again.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, don't forget when you're going down the back chute in a modified or a late model or something, you're looking at a wall head on too.
Right.
And it's a K-rail. So
the
you
game is
get
you're
good
going
air
really
coming
fast,
off that.
In the model.
but with you guys, the turns are like this, where the Junior Stinger tracks, the turns are like.
Yeah, like turns 4 and 1 is really kind of one long turn.
Yeah,
You
it
run a mini shoot.
really is. You
tight
have to nail
turn, mini
those
shoot,
corners.
you know,
Yeah.
long- yeah.
I don't even.
Anyway,
I don't.
we
I don't think there's a kick rocks.
we
on the fucking
digress.
track.
Yeah, so Devon
Rock
Felix.
kicker.
Yeah, Devon Felix took the main event win. Kelly McKean, good old Eddie's granddaughter.
Granddaughter.
Yeah, took it second. Then Slade Fisher.
This is daughter.
Yeah, Slade Fisher took third. Your favorite division last night, Hornets.
That's me. I like the Hornets.
So the Hornets ran last night right before the modifieds, and the Hornets had their race where second is the winner, and they ran their race on a configuration that was backwards. And bottom line is they kicked up a lot of rocks on the track right before his
They were
race.
4 wide
A lot.
in the dirt.
A lot.
Wheeling it, man.
A lot.
They,
Four wide.
they sent it.
Send it.
Yee, baby. Go.
Yeah.
For it.
Hold my beer.
Wheeling it.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
So that didn't make Todd very happy. But
No, we just wanted him to clean it up, and the minions go out there. I'm cleaning. Well, that's not where the shit is.
tell Kurt
You
you're
know,
busy.
hey Kurt, call him up. Put him on live. Speaker.
No,
So,
we're not putting Kurt live.
Oh, now
So-
we're calling Kurt.
So the Hornets, they had,
Yeah, they had an interesting
I
race
can
last
plug
night.
him in.
Fans loved it, actually.
Donald, shot. Talking about Magic Valley now.
Orberdorf's over where he lives. Come on over, Kurt. He's been here.
Driver out of Salt Lake City. Made
She
the
was waiting.
Trek over. Matthew Beach out of Salt Lake City won a Hornet race last night. Mike Miller and Shelby Dawn. Shelby Dawn actually got the. She had a little bit of an incident on the track last night. She got the wind knocked out of her. So
Yeah,
paramedics-
a little
paramedics-
scary.
Yeah.
That's a scary deal.
Yeah,
So-
well, it's a little gal like that too. It's just a
Yeah.
little scary.
You don't like when the kids do that. That's
No,
that's.
no way.
We were
I don't
behind, but
mind
we
when-
didn't care as long as she was safe. You know.
Yeah.
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 Moving on to street stocks. Mike Gill in the van took the main event win for the second street
In
stock
a
race
van?
in a van. And,
What kind of van is this? You know, is it-
it is a minivan actually.
They have a minivan
yeah.
series there.
Yeah, also
Which-
We
and
had 2 of them. Dude.
Makes me just.
It's not a series. As
they-
a series
they-
owner, I don't want you to call that a series. I want you to call that a race with 2 minivans.
it's a class.
Sure.
There you go.
It's a class.
Minivan race.
It's minivans, dude. Somebody's giving them love. That's
They don't
cool.
need any love.
Apparently
You have
this-
love in the back of a minivan. That's the only time you need to have love.
Hey, you know how many different brands of minivans you can have in a NASCAR series? Opportunities are really endless.
Call Brian France. Oh, wait a minute. He's stoned
yeah.
right
Calling
now.
him. Not calling him.
Wait a minute. He hasn't changed since he was on the West Coast, by the way.
Inmate
Yeah.
number
Think-
43792.
That one might go to voicemail. That one
Yeah.
might go to voicemail.
So what? So the
Mike
minivan
Gill,
race
Mike
was
Gill,
cool.
Mike Gill in minivans, his
Gill.
second one in a row in the street stock division. So minivan has won twice, 2 times in a row.
so cool.
And he passed him on the last lap.
Yeah, last lap. Danny Gilliam. He passed Danny Gilliam on the last lap. Last
He
turn.
gave up the
coming out of
bottom.
Turn 4.
The guy in the green car gave up the
They
bottom of the
should
minivan,
have
sucked
sold
him
the
up.
van.
Yeah.
No shit, I told you that.
Yep. So exciting race in the street stocks last night. Super stocks. Salt Lake City driver Tim Powell. took
Tim
the
Powell, Larry H. Miller employee.
Yeah.
There you go.
Took the win last night.
Abe Carter's second in command at Super Ford.
Nice.
Rob McClymans led most of that race last night, but he lost the handle, and so he finished second. Willie Dalton, the Outlaw, finished third in the street
And
stocks.
the Outlaw
Super
came in.
stocks.
The Outlaw came in with the left front tire flat, but like 4 cars came in pitted because they all had flat tires all at the same time. So the Outlaw came in and said, "You know what? I think I can get this tire changed and beat them all out." And he had enough pit crew down there with his team. They got him out before him.
Nice.
With only 3 laps to go, he came from the back and ran third.
Oh, wow.
So Willie's protecting that point lead. He has about a 90-point lead over second place for the state championship, track championship. He's doing really well. So it'd be neat to see Willie get that.
Yeah,
That would be.
yeah.
No, it would be great to see all of them get it. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
They're all my
Right.
friends.
Right. So that leads us to the Royal Purple Modifieds, round number 9. last
Round 9.
night at,
Round 9 last night.
Magic Mountain
Great field
Speedway.
of race cars last night, wasn't
We
it?
started
Like
with
it.
15.
Like it.
We had 15 when we started. We thought we were going to have a couple more. A couple of our cars had heat issues, believe it or not. It had nothing to do with getting to the racetrack from heat. It had to do with their jobs getting there. Tim Leland's car's this close. Marc Newman was ready to come, but with all the 100+ degree temperature
He's gotta
things,
be
he had
slammed.
to work. I mean, he was completely slammed at work. So we ended up with a really high-quality field of 15 cars. They were great cars. That coupled with, if you look at it the way I look at it, we had 8 modifieds at Meridian. We had 5 modifieds at Pocatello or something like that. No, they might have been dark. I haven't heard anything. They may have been dark. 20 modifieds RMR, and we had our 15. So let's see, to do the math real quick, 35. That's 43 modifieds were in action between
Last
Salt
night.
Lake and Boise last night.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's a
Very, give everybody the clap
That's.
because that's pretty cool.
Give me so
And we had
fast.
4 or 5 cars that weren't there, and
You
they
see
could
the
have
hands
been.
moving. You guys start.
Yeah, all right, I'm on it now. Let's do
Right,
this.
right. So there's
watch
so
the
far
fire.
this year. There's been 52 different drivers take the green flag in a Royal Purple Modified Series race. I just did payroll tonight and was looking at that going,
Wow.
that's a lot of people. So we get them all in one place. Next year, of course, with Rocky Mountain Raceways not being there, we're hoping our friends from Salt Lake come up. So we had 15 cars. Practice started out pretty uneventful. Good pit meeting, really robust, fun pit meeting.
Right.
It was neat to see Cameron Morga come up from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Team car to Shelby's car with Chris Bray and the Phil's Fab cars came up with Shelby's car, and Cameron's fast. In practice, he was well below the track record twice. And qualifying didn't break the track record. In fact, he got second quick qualifier to Shelby Strobel. Third quick in qualifying was
Eric. Was it
Eric? Aubrey? Eric.
I think it was Eric.
Eric Reed, and the rebuilt 66 car, which used to be the 14 car, so it's actually a backup car for their program.
That's right.
They've been working their butts off on that car. Team Redbone has, and Eric is the point leader, and they want to make certain that they stay that direction. Fourth quick qualifier, I believe, was Latham, and then Aubrey, right in there. So they were all right there in a wad. A lot of fun, a great field of qualifying. They like our format. The way we did qualifying really is crisp and fun. Our guys, one thing about them last night that was really impressive is how they were always on time. The track was behind. We were never behind. And then that's something that I'm really proud of our guys. They're very respectful and got up there. Heat races. Aubrey won her heat race, I believe, going away. Aubrey Wortman won her heat race. Battle with Cameron Morga there for a little bit. She passed everybody on the outside, just took off and left town.
Yeah.
And the other heat race winner was... Gosh, I'm just hoping they're all finishing. I'm watching my spots. I think it was Scott Gilligan. He won his heat race. Was it Scott?
I'm gonna find out all this stuff here.
Well, we got a guy. Well, we got a guy right here that's supposed to have all this stuff. So I was looking at
My job.
I got main events.
I'm here to make sure the show doesn't start on time. Wait.
No,
Wait, you're very successful at your job. So I did post the heat race winners on Facebook. Donovan's looking that up right now. That was not a good program right there. I'd go to Royal Purple Modified Series rather than my personal page because that's not going to be there. There you go.
I'm just saying.
There you go, Bubba. Facebook, there's new stuff and things.
Okay. Thank you.
Kyle Latham knows more than us, and he's texting me, so hang on.
This is what's going on. This is what happens.
Strobel, Morgan, Reed, Telford, Huffman. We know that. Strobel, Morgan, Reed, Telford, Latham, top 5 qualifying. So 6th must have been Aubrey. She must have missed it a little bit. Yeah.
Trophy.
It was on there. I don't know where it went. So we did.
Facebook, it makes shit disappear all the time.
Yeah. Anyway, we had 2 great heat races. A run eventful. One little spin in a heat race was no big deal. But all in all, very successful through our heat races. Main event time came. Our pole car, Scott Gilligan, and Matt Egley, we lost. I got to go back up a little bit here. We lost Matt Egley in the last practice session. His bell housing actually spider webbed and cracked on him. He didn't have another one to put on. So one of our stalwarts, a guy real high in the points, didn't make the show last night. Of course, he did get 50 points for showing up and attempting to race. Another car had a real bad accident in qualifying. It was savage. The beautiful number 98 car of Kip Lish from Pocatello. Throttle stuck down the front chute. Climbed on the brakes real hard. Nothing you can do. He augured it into turn 1. Bent the car real bad. That was the former Wentec car of Russ Ward here locally in Meridian Speedway. And then Austin Capson 2 years ago, last year. And they got the car cleaned up. That thing's beautiful from the ground up race car. And Kip's a good race car driver. And ripped the car up pretty good. And so we lost those 2 cars. So we ended up starting our main event with 13 cars. A very good field of 13 cars, very clean drivers. We had 3 cautions during the race. 4 cautions during the race. Chad Barker took off and led the main and was involved in an accident with Casey Pearson. Pearson.
Yep.
You correct me, please.
Pearson. Yep.
Well, is it Pearson?
It is Pearson.
Is it Pearson?
Pearson.
Pearson.
Like, as in
Made
David.
it model. Let's call the whole thing off.
As in David Pearson. Pearson.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Wait.
I talked to myself.
Well, he corrected me last night too. That's why I'm fucking with him a little bit.
Yeah.
Mitch Pearson. I don't think they give 2 shits. But the 26
I do.
car.
I'm announcing stuff.
Well, you have to. That's right. I don't think they care. But it was also our cancer awareness night, which is very important to us. But we'll get to that here in a minute. But Casey Pearson got in the back of Chad. Chad got loose coming out of 4. A little bit of S and down the front chute. I think 26 could have used a little more patience, but at the same time, he's trying to figure out where to go. And when you're racing, sometimes things don't work out perfect. But the 35 car of Chad Barker went hard into the front chute wall, ripped the nose off that car pretty bad.
At least he didn't get the back end this time.
Yeah.
It wasn't Chad's fault. It wasn't Chad's fault. Chad actually took the lead, made some passes, and went to the front. Yeah, he was going places.
Third row?
Last time at Meridian, he impressed me.
Well, Chad's a good race car driver. Yeah. And you got to understand, Chad's one of the best in the Pacific Northwest in iRacing. Chad, and that is something. I mean, he does have the hand-eye coordination and the understanding of what to do in the car.
He's got to watch out because Chad's head will get even bigger where you can't get out.
Well, he likes to say he's the best qualifier in the Northwest, which is possible.
He is fast for 2 to 4 laps.
I don't know. Chad's my friend. Chad's been very humble and very fun to work with in the series, and he's a promoter's dream. I mean, so I'm very happy, but they had a bad night in the 35 car. Upon putting them two to the back, Sean Card from West Valley, Utah, was back in the lead. He started up on the front. And since he was back up in the lead when we went green, it was kind of odd to me because the 24 car and the 66 car of Neil Latham, and Eric Reed, our points, 1, 2 in points, right? Reed and then Latham. Yep. They both went to the top on the cone, which opened the bottom for Shelby Strobel and Cameron Morga, which were the two fastest cars there. Yeah. They kind of just gave them the bottom. and we were talking about it last night. Why were you? And I know that if they watch the tape, they're going to go back, oh, my car was, nah. Yeah. You guys get side by side, you have a chance to hold each other back and run a little bit better. But it worked out. So by lap 15, Strobel was in the lead. Morga was in second out of our 75-lap race. So Grace went green for a bit. We had an incident down in 3 and 4, and to be fair, I don't know that our officials saw it 100% perfect. I'm hearing, tried to watch some videotape. I haven't really seen any clear anything on it, but the 17 of Telford got around. We called the 96 of Aubrey Wortman involved. During the melee, the 26 car spun to avoid. The 24 car, the leader, spun to avoid, came to a stop. And the 54 car Morga slid up and touched the outside wall, stopping to avoid. And we went red. Morga went to the pits, popped his radiator. Of all things, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Came all the way up there. Broke his radiator. So
it would have been a great race between Shelby and
Cameron. They were going to have a battle, buddy. It was coming. Because Morga had run him down, and he was on his bumper.
Cameron was not letting Shelby get away.
No, he's running him down.
For the first 36 laps, and that red flag came out.
Yeah, red flag came out there. Unfortunately, we had some cars have to go to the back at that point. The 3 cars that were involved, 21, had to get it, they were lap down, so we had to put them back where they had to be and move them to the back at the same time. There's some things that are a little bit different on the rule book. The 96 and the 17X of Telford. 17 GAR. Junior? 17 Junior, Telford. Can't remember exactly how it is. Yep. But went back green. Shelby took off, and we had great side-by-side battles with the 24 car and the 66 car. I know you were announcing for us last night, DJ, and that had to be fun to call. Yeah. The side-by-side battles with Latham and Reed. And I got to tell you,
definitely,
Eric Reed didn't have the best car last night, but he probably drove the best race. He was on the outside. He didn't have a lot of power because this is, of course, their backup car. They sold their primary car, which is #1 qualifier tonight at Rocky Mountain Raceways. That's why we don't have a couple of our guys on tonight. They're down there watching the show, I'm sure. But him and Latham battled. Very clean, good, solid side-by-side runs. The way they should race.
Yeah.
And these guys get out of the car and hugging on each other. How much fun it was, right?
That's awesome.
And cruising down into 3 and 4. Neil got up there and he barely touched Eric one time and trying to stay off. He pounded the brakes and got all loose and squirrely. Ended up going back to 5th place. We stayed green because there was no yellow reason.
Right.
But he just caught the car and had to shift it and get back going again. And by that time, Brendan Watt got by.
Made a move.
And Aubrey was coming and right up there on him in Telford. So that battle became really decent again. We had a yellow flag after that. I believe it was Sean Card.
Yeah, turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, Sean Card, something broke.
Turns 3 and 4. I was watching it. Thing just made a right-hand turn to the wall.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I was watching it too. That's where I was supposed to be watching, right? You diamond it in there. It's like the ball joint broke.
Yeah.
And it turned right and it nosed straight into the wall, nose first, like a steering box or something.
What's a common ball joint those guys run?
I don't know. That Hal ball joint sure breaks a lot.
Yeah. See, when I was running them a couple years ago, Russ broke 2 back to
Yeah.
back. One,
Well,
like,
remember
in the
Gene
yellow.
Strobel's car when
Yeah,
Trevor was
when
driving?
Trevor did.
That was
right
that
in
one
front
that
of me.
sheared.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
bad.
that was in
That
hot
was a
laps,
bad
wasn't it?
deal. No, that was in the main. That was in the
Main.
main.
Yeah,
He's
you guys were running one too.
second.
Yeah. So it looked like something broke there. I didn't get a chance to go down and talk to Sean. They were loaded up and pretty much gone by the time we got done. But went back green. The battle ensued between Watt and Latham and Reed.
Yep.
And those cars were within 4 car lengths. And Latham was a little bit faster than Watt, but Watt was running a very clean, crisp, good line. And those guys battled pretty good side by side for a while. It was a lot of fun to watch that race. Yeah. With 5 laps to go, we had our final caution of the night, simple spin. I believe it was Telford.
Did he spin again? Yeah, I think he spun again.
I think it was might not have been Zachary. We had a little caution down to 3 and 4, just a little simple spin all by himself. And that was him in the 26. The 26 was on his inside. The way TJ and I both called it was that the Telford just got up in the stuff and it kept going and finally looped it around.
That's right.
We didn't see any contact. We could have been wrong, but it was hard to see down there. And then we had 5 to go, and Shelby came on, just finished the race, and with Eric Reed in second, Kyle Latham in third.
Neil actually.
Neil Latham, good.
Neil.
Kyle's head's gonna explode.
Yeah. Neil gave it one last ditch effort going in turn 3 on the final lap and couldn't get it done. As a matter of fact, he almost lost the spot to Aubrey Warbin there coming out of turn 4 as well, coming out of the checkers. So,
yeah.
That sounds like such just an intense race.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Those guys.
For
the drivers
13 to have that much.
A lot of drama in that
activity
race.
happening. That's heavy.
You know,
that's fun.
And I got to say this in a lovingly way because I think it's an opportunity for us to help improve something. But our race was a very similar race to what we had at Meridian Speedway, which was 75 laps in 27 minutes, something like that, DJ.
Right.
That was a quick race.
Yeah.
It was a quick race, and we were on our toes. We were on our game. Donovan's fantastic in the spotter stand. The newcomers were with us last night. They're fantastic in the spotter stand. They were incredible. These guys, unsung heroes of the whole night. Sam Jr. and Michelle. Fantastic people, good friends. They're gonna come over to my house for a barbecue pretty soon. We got to get with these people. They're
Make
cooler
sure
than
he
hell.
stays watching on the smoker. Don't let him burn the house
Don't
down.
let me burn the house down, please.
Grease fire for the win!
No more grease fires. We talked about it. Sam and I were talking about that too. But great people. But we were very crisp last night. We were good.
Yeah.
We had a little communication issue. It wasn't that big a deal. We were getting it handled. Just, radios, you have to kind of be projecting. But the track crew was real slow. Getting a car off the racetrack.
At Twin?
Well, I don't want to tear them up. I mean, they're doing the best they can. But
That's what they got. Yeah.
some of the track cleanup, I mean, when you have a water down because the guy broke his radiator, you don't need to put dirt on that.
No.
Just sweep it off.
Not when it's 100 degrees.
Yeah.
No, it would have been, but we made mud. When you put dirt on water, mud.
Yeah.
And
That's a little slick.
Not good stuff.
Little kitty litter, maybe?
And I
Good
have
for
to
an asphalt car.
do some of it. I mean, I swept that track. DJ watched me. I swept that track a bunch last night. Stuff like that. I mean, come on now.
And then we have a street sweeper like we got Curtis Clean Sweep here.
Well, but you got to remember, Curtis Clean Sweep at Meridian Speedway works for free, and there's it would cost a lot of money to have a street sweeper sit out there on a night like a Saturday night when those guys are all doing parking lots for banks and shit. You got to remember that's the night they make money.
We're
so
lucky at Meridian.
we're extremely lucky. Curtis Clean Sweep, fantastic help at Meridian
Huge
Speedway.
supporters of
And have been
racing.
since I can remember.
Yeah.
And that, Darvin Ackerland, that group over there that was at that point, I can't remember the lady's name that runs it or has it, but they've been fantastic people. And anyway, they don't have that. They do the best they can. But it just takes too long. And we lose momentum, we lose the crowd, the cars get hot. So I'm looking at it as an opportunity to fix it. So how do we fix it? I don't know yet. But I'd be glad to be part of the solution. I mean, right now I'm complaining about the problem, and I'm not part of the solution. So I'd be glad to be part of the solution. I just don't know what to do.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
I
was going to say just a personal observation for myself. 9th race last night in the year out of 11 races. Shelby was the 5th different winner.
Yeah, we've been
cool.
pretty lucky.
5th different winner.
Yeah,
Awesome.
what was it, 2 years ago, D? We didn't have a different winner until like the 10th race?
Yeah, we went, I know at least 7 in a row where it was a different winner.
Yeah, at
That
one
was
point.
in 2016.
We've been pretty lucky, and like I said, 52 different cars or whatever it is that have started the series this year, so different drivers. One or two were the same cars, but fantastic. I mean, Dylan drove the 91, and somebody else drove, Lee drove the 91.
Yeah, they drove it.
So so that kind of deal. But the series has all the opportunity in the world to grow. And with where we're sitting right now, pretty excited.
Yeah.
seeing the things that are coming out of I-10, seeing the things that we're starting to put together.
Yeah, and Dylan, if you have you seen the I-10 stuff yet?
I have. I've been
Oh
following
my
it.
god!
Wait till you see this one's coming from the Meridian
Scott
race.
Gilligan's little promo video they made with Scotty.
With Badass, yeah.
Holy shit! You do that times 30 drivers. Ooh, yeah.
It's an
Mitchell
exciting-
Menlove, thank you, Mitchell, from down in Salt Lake, says Jonathan Gomez won segment 1 of the truck race tonight. Man,
Nice.
fantastic.
Jonathan.
Fantastic.
Speaking of
Dude,
Gilligan, real quick, he's been blowing my phone up over here. He wanted to thank all the people that got to sign his car.
yeah, that was awesome. We've all been touched by cancer.
Yeah.
And Scott's family, a very close, very tight family, great people, and they've had a significant cancer problem in their family. And Scott had his whole car last night for the Cancer Sucks 75 signed by fans and people that came down.
It's very cool.
Survivors and supporters.
I can do this. I was gonna say, like, he sent me a bunch of pictures.
Did he
You know what I
really?
can do?
Let's see what Donovan can do. If we get blown off the air, it's Donovan's
I
fault.
can rebuild
Yeah,
it.
it'll be his fault.
So hold on.
There we
see-
go.
Let's see if I can do this without wrecking it. Hold on. Hold tight.
Oh, we got swear words. Nice, Michelle.
Right. Hey. Where's the?
Cancer, yeah,
Okay, we're gonna go with
definitely.
it just like this. Right. Let's try this. Boom.
Ooh.
We'll just go like this. Boom. Look at that.
Lexi Walker, 3 years old, fighting cancer.
way.
Those are finishes, dude.
Yeah.
Now, what are you doing now? All right, there we go.
So Nate Graves.
Nate Graves.
Awesome.
Awesome.
People there.
So that's awesome. That's to be able to do that and to allow your equipment to get signed like that. That's
Yeah.
impressive. Good job, Scotty.
Speaking of Scott Gilligan last night, he mentioned that he picked up a sponsor after the Meridian race.
Yeah.
The,
Good for him.
Faith and Prayer Giving out of Nampa. Is,
Fantastic.
yeah. And
All right,
matter
give
of
those
fact,
guys the clap.
Yeah.
Give the Faith and Prayer people
Got
the
it.
clap.
Christina Anthony, I believe her name is, who runs that organization, was at the track last night at Twin Falls in Magic Valley.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got.
And Donovan's playing.
racing.
He's-
Because I send way too much iRacing and bullshit stuff to Scott.
that was porn, dude. You know it.
No, that was my the MX-5 race I did in iRacing where I lost it. And
Oh, the
drove
one
it
you
into
showed
the
me?
wall.
Yeah. You were sending it, bro.
in my powder puff car.
Enjoy.
Awesome.
I'll show you later, man.
So what's next for the Royal Purple
Oh, yeah,
Modified
we're
Series?
running a show here. It's 8:20.
And what's next for us? We've got coming up
weeks
on September 8th at Magic Valley Speedway. We return. Looking forward to that show. That show we stand alone. There's nothing running anywhere else. So let's get everybody we possibly can
There.
to the show.
25 cars.
Yeah.
30. Hell, let's do 80. Fuck it. let's
How
get
many-
everybody.
How many did you say were in the valley this weekend? How many did you say?
There was 8 here. There was 15 at our place, and there was 20 in Salt Lake. So
I think
yeah.
we could pull at least 15 of that 20.
Well, the crazy thing
I'm
is,
going to give
is Latham and I.
$5 to each guy who shows up from... I'm
We
kidding.
just
No.
we need paid for the 75 you owe me for all the fucking year first.
$5.
Foot long. No, we need.
That's going to make it right there.
Yeah. But no, we need everybody possible to get there. There's still the standing invitation from Impact Motors and myself that we'll pay $200 for the highest finishing Salt Lake's legal crate motor 602 modified. Sealed motor, Salt Lake's rules, that comes and runs $150 for second of those cars, and $50, $100 for third. Neil and Kyle and I are still doing that. And
Is there a weight break for those guys?
no,
Okay, I'm just curious.
because the tracks no, we had a 602 win at Meridian once,
Fair enough.
so it can be done. Put the 4-barrel on it, tune it. You know that tire.
Okay,
You can
4-barrel,
hurt that
yeah,
tire
okay,
a lot
gotcha,
worse
gotcha,
with a
gotcha.
heavier, nastier setup than.
I was thinking 2-barrel deal for some
Yeah,
reason.
man.
I'm
Yeah,
stuck.
4-barrel. You run any carb you want.
That. Cool.
So we'll have that for you. So that's going to be there, and what else? So after that, we only have 2 races left.
Right.
We've got September 22nd with the King of the Wing modified King of the Wing Sprint Car Series
That's
at Meridian
gonna be
Speedway.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Nice.
The Saturday night of that. Interestingly enough, I did get resupplied, and this is good for everybody to know. I got resupplied with 2050 XPR Royal Purple, so I do have the 2050 back. I still have, of course, the 1040 and the 040 and all that stuff for the Legends and stuff, but we do now have full oil again, which is kind of nice.
The sad news is for Chad Barker in the 35. He is saying he is out for the rest of the year, so he will not be needing any of the oil.
That sucks.
Yeah.
We got to get that thing fixed. That sucks.
New front clip. Thompson Motorsports. Let's go to
Got
all
it
of them.
that
There,
bad.
get a hold of them. Get the OEM replacement clip. You got Chuck LaHorge, Thompson Motorsports. You got a whole bunch of folks that can do an OEM replacement clip on that car.
It's just money,
And
Chad. It's
they
just
can
money.
do that in a couple weeks,
Nothing big.
and they would
Right,
love
right.
to do it. And that, I'm telling you, a car that we don't know the whole history, if it's how many times it's been bent, that would fix that car.
Oh yeah.
Thing's been being. I remember
Al Caldwell's
Walker and
car.
I have straightened that thing probably 5 times I can think of.
It was Al Caldwell's.
Who had that car? The orange 35.
West Pope, and
West-
then before
yeah,
that
West
it was
had it,
Al
yeah.
Caldwell. Their cars won 2 championships.
Yeah.
All those big tall trophies sitting out at the office at Meridian Speedway.
Yeah.
Al brought them back because he was moving to some foreign country for Micron. Those are all his championship trophies from Meridian Speedway in that car.
I remember chasing him around when I first started.
Oh
Big
yeah,
old huge guy.
Big
grabbed
Al.
those
He's a
things.
big old dude. He was a
Kicked
wide
your butt
president.
that weekend. Yeah.
We're probably going to run just a tick long, but I wanted to show off.
You gonna run something on there? You can put something.
No,
on?
numb nuts.
Numb nuts. That's you.
Talking about yourself like
No,
that.
no, I'm
what I said.
Thunder Penis.
Oh, that's right. Thunder nuts.
Thunder nuts.
The 24 car.
It's Neil Latham.
His new rap job.
are you gonna
Oh, dude, I did that on Facebook Live last night. I never saw the front. I was like on the sides. Oh, that's really cool. That's
Hold on,
really cool.
they sent me the pictures. I gotta remember who sent them to me though.
Well, I don't know.
Okay,
It's
two
just
people
it's dead air right
Well-
now. That's what we call this.
What
What else you got, DJ? While we're waiting for him to
while you're-
thunder
I
note it.
got a whole lot of nothing.
While you're searching for that, the Pro Trucks were in action last night, and they're in action tonight as well at Rocky
Dun,
Mountain
dun,
Raceway.
dun.
15 trucks started the main event last night.
Oh yeah, I saw this. on
Excellent show.
Yeah.
Practice day.
Yeah.
Earlier this week. That thing's awesome.
Yeah.
There it is.
And oh wow.
That's cool.
Alright, hold on, I gotta do this button again. Boom.
They got the wrap done.
Look at that.
Super
That's
Joe do
awesome.
that for
Themed
him.
car, yeah. A themed car. That is the Joker. Why is the Sirius on the side? Fantastic characterization of Heath Ledger's Joker. And on the nose of that car, did they show you the
I
nose?
didn't get a nose shot.
Oh, here's the nose for you.
Alright. Well,
It's
I
right
guess
there.
there is.
Kind of,
Yeah,
yeah, a little bit there.
quasi
You can-
nose.
You see it.
But that's the Joker, and it's a great characterization on the wrap.
Very cool.
They did a great job with that. We had a really solid field of cars last night. I was real excited.
Yee-yee.
I got a text here coming in, so let's see what we got.
Very
Chad says, if you're buying one, we will put a Thompson clip on. Laughing my ass off. I can't afford it.
Yeah, no one can. You'll figure it out.
Oh, here's Sean Card. Update on what happened. Right front tie rod broke from hitting the front straight at the first of the race. Wow. That was scary. Good show tonight. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Appreciate Sean for coming to the whole event.
Absolutely.
It was kind of neat. He made like hot laps and stuff.
Yeah.
And Sean got better every laps. He got better. Sean's a great dude. Him and his dad are friends. I really appreciate them. They are definitely one of the staples of our show. So
Did he come to Meridian? When
yeah,
he
a couple times.
The last one was he the guy that showed up like way late.
Yeah, that's his program. That's what I'm talking about.
It's like
He actually made the
race
whole
time.
show.
All right.
And he's turned over a new leaf. He actually stayed in Twin Friday night to make certain he was there. And then he still missed the first practice session because they were working on the car. They didn't add some problems. So
Oh, that's awesome.
I love him.
man.
Sean's one of the reasons I do this is guys like that because he's awesome people.
Shit that makes the
You know,
world go round.
Their family.
It is.
If you go to the Salt Lake Valley and you think who's won the most championships, it's the Card family.
Really?
Oh yeah, Grandpa Dick Card, Rock Card, they've won. Oh, Dick Card was the staple out there. He was the Kenny Hamilton, the Chuck Neitzel, the Bill Crow of that. Oh yeah, they're big time. I've known the family for a long, long time. Good people.
Very cool.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so,
So
who we got?
we were talking about Pro Trucks.
Pro Trucks.
Yeah.
Pro Trucks. Randy, the Pro Trucks.
Two-night show, a Saturday night and Sunday night show.
Monster Mash.
Yeah, Monster Trucks out there as well. Jonathan Gomez last night picked up his 4th win of the year in the Pro Truck Series at RMR, and they're running again tonight. So,
He won segment 1 with John
He won.
Wong second.
yeah, Jason
Jason Quale.
Qualley finished 2nd last night. Rodney Park, impressive, finished 3rd as well. So, they're,
I
in action,
have,
they're in action again tonight.
First segment I have completed had Jason Quale third, John Wong second. John Newhouse, the winner last night at Marine Speedway, in
Yep.
4th place.
Nice.
Yep.
Good deal.
So there
He's
you
got
go.
to be worn out.
I couldn't imagine running another race tonight after last night.
And driving
Dude, I was out at
6 hours
Firebird
to
getting
do
drunk
it.
Friday night, and then I went out last night over to Twin and got all on the heat both places, so I was pretty hammered. Was I tired last night, Deej?
You
I
were
didn't even
was
want to go
tired
walk
too.
around and talk
Yeah.
to nobody.
Right?
Yeah, I was tired
I
as
was
well.
worn the hell out.
I went down and got my Fat Boy ice cream from Eric Reed, and that was it. I went home.
My lady
Not
needs
crawling
this,
in the
so she went and got one for me. I didn't get one last night. I got one today.
Okay, so you guys are running 3 weeks?
4.
September
September 8th.
September 8th.
Yep.
So it's our fall. I'm going to go fishing.
Should.
I've got a bunch of crap to do from work. I got to be in Spokane this week, Salt Lake the week after. Then I got stupid sale things I got to do.
So,
Big boy stuff.
No.
And Caldwell, do you have anything on your radar outside of work on the car? Or
You go
salvaging
bug
anything?
works to get that modified.
Me
Right.
too. He's like, you better hurry up, make a decision on that thing, but we'll see. I
go
gotta get my
look, go-
wits about me. I gotta see
Just
if
go
we're
drive it. Your motor's fine if you need a motor for it.
Yeah, will you tell him that?
Well,
I told
you
him
know,
already.
Yeah, talk to Dennis.
I did talk to
What are you
him.
doing there, weirdo?
Oh, he'll probably, I'm sure I'll get a call from him.
He's one of the nicest told me.
Oh, man,
Got to
those
talk a
guys
little
are
bit
so
about
cool.
my friend Sam Newcomer, Michelle Newcomer, Sammy
yeah.
Newcomer. Those guys
Definitely.
crushed it last night, DJ.
did.
They crushed it. We were in a
Who
spot.
was in my spotter stand? Is it Sam?
Sam.
Sam.
Nice.
And he rolled it. I mean, they've
Whatever.
done this stuff before.
Never.
Did he have the pirate hat on? Did he have the pirate hat on?
No, he didn't. He doesn't wear his pirate hat unless he's racing.
Oh, come on.
But unless he's racing, they're great people.
Yeah.
I've known Sam a long time. Known of him. He came up and ran a Pro 4 with us back in like 02, 03.
Wow.
Yeah.
A long time ago. But and when he moved up here, he's like, oh, dude, I know that guy. He knows Garrett and stuff. So, from down there. He lived in Apple Valley near Eddie Secord and some people I know real well. And Michelle, I met his wife last night and their son, Sammy. Sammy took care of me in turn 3, covered my butt, did a great job. Do you have a picture of the trophy?
So we can
Don't throw stuff like that on me.
we can describe it. It looked just like this,
Yes.
except it said "Cancer Sucks 75."
Outlaw Royal Purple.
Pro modified.
You
So
can't just drop it on my lap.
yeah.
Dono, I'm texting it to you.
Well, you can't text it
So-
to me.
Okay.
It's gotta be on this.
Well, let me Facebook it to you. But they did fantastic last night. I just posted it on my page, so you can find it for me. But I don't know how to do that shit. It's what we have you for. But fantastic people, had a great time,
Yeah.
and really enjoyed them. What was I going to say?
They're on the way up from California as well. They decided.
He got his treatment because he's a survivor of cancer.
Yeah.
And if you look at the picture that Donovan's posting right about, he's trying to post it.
Oh, that's cool.
The trophy that we handed out last night, Shelby lost his dad to cancer.
Yes.
And that's our Strobel Memorial race that we have coming up September 22nd. But all the cars had ribbons on them for different types of cancers and so forth. The ribbon that's lavender, like in the trophy there, you can see on our screen. Hopefully it's on our screen.
Yeah.
I'm delayed about a minute on my screen here, so we can't see. But the lavender means all types of cancer survivors, if I'm not mistaken. And Sam, bless his heart, made that for us on his plasma cutter down in California and painted it up. It's a beautiful trophy. He had to make the modified and stuff. And they drove up Friday, all the way up to Emmett from Apple Valley.
Turned around,
Drove down to Twin to help me out because I was in a bind. We had the truck running at the same time, so we have some of the same officials. Donovan was racing his car up here, which of course is more important, and I 100% support that. So we were down on officials. DJ was announcing. Yeah, I almost had to pull DJ. If I didn't have the newcomers, I was going to have to pull DJ down to do spotters or something, and he would have hated that.
Yeah.
First practice session, he's in a complete fucking panic, not wanting to do it at all.
Well, you can do both jobs.
He's not wanting to do it at all, and I can tell, and I'm looking at him like, hey, buddy, just stand here.
The spotters booth is easy. They're easy to talk to.
Let's
They're
see.
so
Check him out.
calm
Yeah.
in the
okay.
spotters booth.
Check him out. He loves it. And I'm like, you are a sadist.
Yeah.
Makes clothespins on his nipples, all kinds of shit.
I was married to a Puerto Rican.
Good point.
Oh man.
Should have Walker
Good
come
point.
and spot for me. Tune you up. I'm ready.
Oh,
That'd have been a good one.
Yeah, I've had that program once. But we got I think somebody was on our frequency last night on the radios because we had tons of interference.
Lap
And-
times?
Lap time? Was it lap time? So,
I got that all the time.
oh, yeah, we had some interference there, and we worked right through it, and I thought we put on a pretty good show. We made a mistake here or there, but we're going to make one every night.
It's the best
So
part
were
of
the
racing.
drivers. We didn't drive one of them cars that crashed. Not one of them.
Nope.
And but we had to talk with the promoter. I think we're going to have a couple things change a little bit, so we'll be a little bit better. But we're at 8:31.
So you want to quickly talk about what's coming up next week?
Yeah, absolutely.
Real fast. Hammer down.
Really fast. Meridian Speedway. It's the annual Hot August Cruise and Drag Night.
Woo!
It's next Saturday.
Oh,
night.
those are fun.
Yeah, so we got core super stocks.
Bring your binoculars, get real good looks at the cars.
Super stocks, Total Performance Claimers, Big Daddy's Hornets, Junior Stingers, and Bombers. Next Saturday night at Meridian. And then
Brenda Miles in the 25.
there you go. And as soon as my phone here comes up next weekend at Magic Valley Speedway. We've got Super Stocks doing double main events along with Street Stocks, Hornets, Junior Stingers, Thunder Dogs, and Bud Modifieds.
Right on.
Happening there. Yep.
Outside of that, let's see, we
Salt
got
City 100 coming up pretty soon at RMR.
Coming up.
Coming up pretty soon.
Coming up, 100-lap sprint car race.
Yeah.
Is that a segment race or is that
It
just
is.
green? It's
It is,
50, 25, 25, and 50?
That'll be cool.
Something like that. I was down there for the 200-lapper.
Me too.
That was pretty cool.
That was 50, 50, 50, 50. But anyway, yeah, that's coming up pretty soon. So,
got King of the Wing coming up, K&N night
yeah, you guys will be at Meridian next Saturday night, I'm sure. I've got my
next Saturday.
When is Minnie's running?
2 weeks, 25th.
I won't
You
be
guys
there
will
till
be-
he's running.
Okay.
But
I got my.
should be there.
I'll go camping
Yeah, I was gonna
next
say
week or
you're
something.
gonna be there, okay.
Yeah.
But I got my duties next Friday night, Saturday night at Black Canyon Speedway in Emmett.
Friday night, Black
Canyon?
Black Canyon next Friday
I'll
night.
be
All
there.
right, yeah.
I'm
Go
taking
support
Manny.
that too.
We're
Go
gonna
Friday
go
night. Go to support that.
He's
Might
gonna
have to go do that.
I'm gonna call a heat race.
He's gonna call a couple. I'm gonna train him to be an announcer. He's gonna call a couple heat races at Black Canyon. next
Oh,
Saturday.
they're gonna hear
Next
some
Friday.
colorful language out fucking there.
Next Friday. Yeah.
Just don't let him run the board.
Those
I'm
poor
kidding,
kids.
What? So the restraining order's off now? You can be around those kids again?
Yes.
No, I just have to introduce myself. Hello, my name is Donovan.
I see the Emmett police pull in. We know what happened there.
Anything else happen in the world?
It is hot. It is August.
Crazy bastard took off in an airplane in Seattle. That was wild.
Saw that. What the heck?
Dude, I guarantee you I've been on that plane because I've flown every one of them stupid little Horizon crop dusters from here to Spokane and shit. You know, you dust a field on the way up in Council. You do a couple fields, you pay for the seat.
Oh, I did forget. Huge shout out to Tyler Childs for sending us the pictures.
Tyler's Tanks.
Shield Child.
Shield.
Tyler's Tanks.
Shield.
Shield.
Tyler's
Shield.
Tanks.
Bless you.
Shield, yeah.
For hooking us up, getting us the images for
That's
Dylan's
crazy. I
race.
didn't think it was that bad until you
You're like, fuck, what did I do?
little flash. Like,
Do that.
whatever,
That.
I'm outta here.
It was
Mini stocks do
liquor,
rock, Willie.
lick a flame, lick a flame, lick a flame, ball of fire.
Big one. Yeah. 110 burns hot.
You don't mess
So you think
around.
you had nightmares before, now you're gonna have some nightmares. I've seen those pictures.
Man, that's the hard thing about a deal
Did
like
your mom
that.
yell at
after-
you? Did your mom mad?
She
I
wasn't
imagine
mad.
Tracy was like, what the shit?
No, she was.
been scrolling
They
through
were-
the
they were
Facebook
upset.
and
They were
she's been
upset.
posting
They
a
were-
lot.
they
of
were-
it.
I'm sure they were.
tuned up.
Wow.
Chelsea, she was running through the pit.
Oh, yeah, Chelsea.
Yeah, it was a crazy one.
Yeah, that was,
When seeing you walk away that quick probably helped their fears a lot. But still, you guys just lost 20 grand. I mean, no matter how you look at it. So
you and Chad Barker can get together and talk about financial woes.
Oh,
for
you're-
building race cars.
There we go. Yeah.
no, that's
I
just
just don't
wrong.
even care. It's like what.
That was fucking Donovan that said that shit. I tell you what, you guys want Donovan kicked off the show. Wait a minute, we can't do that. He owns the show. Fuck.
My grandma's basement.
He'll be in that corner.
Right?
There,
It's me and Sheba.
watching us the whole time.
Oh man, is the meatloaf ready?
Right?
Meatloaf! Ah!
It's ready.
Bullshit!
All right.
We had chicken parmesan tonight.
All right,
I
meatloaf's
think
ready.
we're about there.
Time to go eat. That's about it.
AC to Z, Marc Newman, Tony Flores, Volt Vapes, Sharmaine's, Lion Tamer. Quit running your mouth over there. I can't tell what you're saying because I have my glasses on.
FVP.
FVP parts,
Yep.
Royal Purple Modified.
The Wordles for another-
No,
Dylan
they're all done.
What?
We still love the Wordles. It doesn't
We still
matter.
love the Wordles.
Yeah.
Wordle broke a spindle. Very
Yeah,
sad.
it sucks.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Congratulations, Ian. I'll get you next
Yeah,
week.
that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
But let's thank Dylan Caldwell for being
Yep.
here tonight. All
Give him
right.
the clap.
Yep. Yeah, you got the clap, buddy. Go see the doctor
Enjoy.
tomorrow.
Thank you guys for
Good job,
having
buddy.
me.
You Jake.
Go see the doctor tomorrow.
You guys.
We'll see you at the races.
Yeah, we'll be there.
See you next week.
See you.
Stop.